Audrey, do you want to go
With
first?
Zhina Mandiela, that's my name, and art. I'm a poet walking in the world and trying to do well, trying to do well by the art, trying to do
Hmm.
well by life, and loving it.
In Howie is a moniker. My name is Howard, but I think it really encapsulates the hybrid art that I am pursuing with a very unique interpretation, and hybridity is at the core of that, and being mixed is at the core of that too. I
Oh.
think we met a decade ago, so this is a
Mhm.
pretty um, it's a pretty beautiful homage to her and to the unspoken hero.
The first thing that occurs to me is this idea and this surgence of uh, reclamation. If folks can leave this having that feeling, or that experience that I went through with this and is still going through, because every time I think about this piece and it's like reliving it. And I love that. And it takes me back. The myth around Aunt Harriet, is somewhat far reaching, but
Mm,
also very elusive, So I would like people to be able to just grab into that space and pull a feeling of, ooh, I got it.
mm.
Reclamation.
To piggyback off of what you said, Audrey, I was
Mhm.
thinking about what was said to us at the last screening that we were together of who is she? But who is
Mm.
she?
Yeah.
And I think the emphasis that we were all leaning towards was less on the who and more on the what.
What?
What is she? She wasn't this well-known person. She was commodified as such by, you know, white people that made this caricature of this auntie, but she didn't do this big significant thing. And so the emphasis on who we are, I think what we contribute is so much more important.
And I think that's why it really matters today having a piece like this. It matters because uh, our lives are very commodified and compartmentalized, and we're told how to feel, where to feel, and if we can even feel. And this just says, you are where you are, how you are, and it's okay. The reminder is that each moment is a change.
And
Mhm.
each moment is fleeting too. I never want to pathologize memory loss. That's it was never the intention with this piece, but I think there's something apt to someone experiencing memory loss and being so side in the experience that there isn't anxiety for Aunt
Mhm.
Harriet at the end of her life. It's a place of surrender. This idea of when we age, we don't talk about it. We put people away. They go to the peripheries of society. Really resent that. You could say it's part of my mantra for this piece is how do we shed light on people like Aunt Harriet, like Audrey, who've spent their careers uplifting? When do we kind of narrow in to give them the focus?
Memory is not, and the loss of memory isn't anything to actually um despair about, because like we say, each moment is new and it brings a new memory. So, and I love that this piece on Aunt Harriet just brings that alive, you know.
One of my favorite lines that it changes, but there's the line where she says, "You might assume they treat me like the ancient proletariat, yet
Mm.
here I'm." gifted, cared for, lifted the ancient goddess Harriet.
Who are you hoping that this production reaches?
I think for me, it's bridging to those who don't usually get to come and see themselves because we rarely have pieces about elders.
Yeah, I think for me too, for sure, it's about uh, reaching folks who don't see themselves, or not just they don't see themselves because it's not reflected in the people in front of them and they don't get talked about. So there's that invisibility, and if this can actually help to spark less of that invisibility and have people see
Mm.
see Black women in all different kinds of ways, much more in our society. That's for me, all the people who need to be seeing this and who I would love to see this.